hello.
Hi, Peter.
Okay, we're going to turn on the YouTube in just a minute. And then in another minute, we're going to turn on Pomp and Circumstance. And we're going to have about 5 minutes of awkwardness while we wait for the last minute people to come in. Feel free to talk over Pomp and Circumstance. Apparently, the English department had their graduation yesterday and people repeatedly froze. So if we freeze, bear with us.
Well, we just did IPH and it was flawless.
Oh, right.
No technical snafus at all. So here's hoping. The internet's in good
We have
condition.
The luck of IPH.
Yes.
And we'll go from there. Okay. All right. Well, what do you say, Amelia? Shall we turn the live stream on?
It's on.
It's on. Okay, why don't I see it? I see it. Okay, we're good on the live stream. We'll wait another minute before we do our official start with Pomp and Circumstance. And then, like I say, continue to chat if you want, and or just look pretty, and we'll pretend that we're processing. For those of you who aren't in St. Louis, it's raining today. So if we had live graduation, we would have had to move it indoors. So at least we're in the same indoorness as we would have had.
Actually, the patio I'm pretty comfortable with.
What's that?
I don't know, the kind of planting scheme or the stuff I have a hard time imagining.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Hello, Connor, Madison, everybody. Here comes Pomp and Circumstance. So just look pretty for a few minutes, and then we'll get officially started. Pomp and Circumstance is slow. Lots of people must be using it right now.
I told you should put the Disney version.
I should have found the Disney version. Yeah.
It is.
Or you could have used the St. Louis Blues.
That would have been fun. Yep. I bet half the country is trying to play this YouTube video. I hadn't thought about that.
I can try from here.
Try another one.
You know, I was really grateful the barber shop's open today.
Oh, right.
Oh, very good.
You look good, Kenneth.
Thank you.
Well, there's our first snafu. I don't think we're going to get Pomp and Circumstance. Unless
You
somebody
want me?
wants to
I have it. Do you want if I can?
yeah, if you can play it, that'd be great.
Hey, my brother plays the piano. He might be able to play it. Do you have it?
Perfect.
Can you guys hear?
All right.
He's a music education major.
Oh,
All
no.
right. This is perfect.
Amazing. Incredible.
Very fine indeed. Okay, we'll give it a couple more minutes for stragglers. And who knows, my YouTube may come through for me at some point between now and then. Hello, Elva.
Mine is working. I can't share it with you maybe, but
No, you don't have to, if you play it, maybe we'll hear it.
wait a second because there's an advert. Hold on. Oh my God, I got you wrong.
Hi, Jessica.
Let me see if you can hear it.
Oh, yes, you've got the opening. Nope.
It was there for a moment.
Well, alas. Next time I'll know to download it first.
Is it too loud?
No, I don't hear
It's the only, I can't turn up the volume.
No, that's fine.
Loudest.
We're about ready to do our official start anyway, so we'll all imagine pomp and circumstances. Da, 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 da,
You
etc.
can't hear it.
Nope, we can't hear it.
It's very loud.
Well, don't blast your ears out.
I think it might block noises that come from your laptop.
It keeps the feedback, yeah.
So just mute it.
That's all right.
I'll turn it off then. There's no point.
Okay. All right. We're about ready to go.
Sorry, actually, if I could share the video, I would play, but I can't share the video.
That's all right. Too much competition for pomp and circumstance today, so I will turn that off. And I think we're about ready officially to begin. We may have some more come in as we go along, but I think that'll be fine. So let me begin. Welcome, 2020 graduates in Classics and Ancient Studies. I'm Tim Moore, the interim chair of the Washington University Classics Department. On behalf of all my colleagues, let me say how immensely proud of you we all are. We hope that you will all come back to campus next May when we can celebrate you in person. In the meantime, we offer up this remote celebration with gratitude for your great work with us and with warmest wishes for your futures. Welcome also to all family and friends of our graduates and of our department watching the event now or later on our YouTube channel. Thank you for sending us such wonderful students. We hope that you too can celebrate their successes with us in person next spring. Meanwhile, if you are watching the event live on YouTube, I encourage you, if you wish, to send greetings to our graduates via the live chat. If we have time, I will try to share these with everyone later in our celebration. Let me turn things over now to my colleagues to introduce themselves, beginning with you, Nicola.
Thank you, Professor Moore. Hello, I'm Nicola Ravecchia. I'm an assistant professor in classics with a joint appointment in the Department of Art History and Archaeology. I am a field archaeologist and I have carried out excavations primarily in the Western Desert of Egypt. My main interests lie in late Roman, early Christian Egypt. At WashU, I've been teaching courses of Latin, ancient urbanism, and Egyptian archaeology and art.
Hello, I'm Dr. Elena Baldi, a postdoc research fellow. My interests concentrate mainly on numismatics and archaeology of the late antiquity, especially regarding Germanic successor kingdoms, which are the population that settled Western Europe after the fall of the Roman Empire. At WashU, I catalog and digitally record our very own Wolfing coin collection. This was donated in 1929 by a St. Louisian businessman, John Max Wolfing, and I'm really happy and glad to be here with everybody. Professor Bubelis.
Thank you. I am William Bubelis, the Greek historian in the department and the curator of the John Max Wolfing collection. And my scholarship concentrates on the economic and religious history of ancient Greece and the Near East. Amelia?
I'm Amelia Goldsby. I'm the administrator for the department.
Hi, I'm Lance Janot. I'm a lecturer in classics and religious studies, and I teach courses in biblical studies and ancient Christianity, Greek language, and next year I'll be teaching for the first time the Coptic Egyptian language, which will be a lot of fun. I'll turn it over to Kathy Keene.
I'm Kathy Keene. I'll be returning this summer from sabbatical to be chair of the department once again. I'm a Latinist and I teach various courses in Latin authors. And my research specialty is Roman verse satire. And I've been working this past year and for much of my career on the verse satirist Juvenal from the 2nd century CE. Is after me, Tom.
I'm Tom Keyline. I teach in the classics department. I like just about everything related to classics, and I've been on leave this year, and I'm just so excited to see everybody. And yeah, I've worked with some of the undergraduates and all of the graduating graduate students, and it's really great to see everyone.
Hi, I'm Dean McClelland. My primary role is in the college office as a dean, but I am able frequently with great pleasure to lecture in the classics department. And I will turn it over to Peter.
Peter sends his regrets. He's not able to join us today. So Philip?
Thank you, Professor Moore. My name is Philip Purchase. I'm based in the Interdisciplinary Project in the Humanities, and I'm also privileged to teach classes in classics, most recently the intensive beginning Greek class. And I will turn it over to Luis.
Thank you very much, Professor Purchase. My name is Luis Salas. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Classics. I'm broadly interested in the areas of Greco-Roman medicine and philosophy. My recent work focuses on disease classification and public anatomical experimentation in the ancient world. I'm also the associate editor for Apiron, a journal in ancient philosophy and science housed in the Department of Classics at Washington University. I teach a range of courses in Greek in our department. And I am also delighted to see all of our graduates and colleagues here together. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Professor Sears.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Sears, and I'm a lecturer in the Department of Classics at WashU. And my areas of interest are ancient music, and particularly music of the Roman Empire or Roman Imperial period, and also Latin poetry. So I teach a pretty broad range of courses in both Greek and Latin languages, and also courses in translation at WashU. And it is wonderful to see everybody's faces today. And with that, I will turn it over to Professor Stamatopoulou.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Zoe Stamatopoulou. I am an associate professor in classics and the department's director of graduate studies. My research focuses on ancient Greek literature, particularly on archaic and classical poetry, as well as on imperial prose. I teach courses in Greek at all levels and courses in translation, such as Sex and Gender in Antiquity, Classical Mythology, and a course on the Greek Symposium. I now pass the virtual mic to Kate Wilson. Kate?
Hi, my name is Kate Wilson, and I'm a lecturer in the classics department. My research focuses are on the Hellenistic time period and environmental humanities. But I get to teach a little bit of everything, a lot of language, both Greek and Latin, and then also translation courses. And the upside of that is that I have gotten to teach almost everyone who's graduating today. So it's wonderful to see all of you again. And with that, I'll turn it over to Tim.
Thank you all. Now I'd like to turn things over to William Boubelis, our Director of Undergraduate Studies, who will announce the winners of the 3 awards the Classics Department gives each year to outstanding undergraduate seniors. Will?
Thank you, Professor Moore. It is my privilege to announce the recipients for 3 awards that the department bestows annually in recognition of those students who have excelled in some particular area of our field, be it the study of Greek and Latin, the study of Greek and Roman culture, or that is classical studies, or the study of ancient history. Each award is named in honor of a member of this department who exemplified the very best in scholarship and teaching, and who had a special interest in the field for which the award is given. I would like to announce all prizes first, and then ask the recipients if they would like to say a brief word or two. First, the Carl Conrad Prize for Excellence in Classical Studies goes to Amaya Cook. Second, the Eugene Tavener Prize for Excellence in Classics goes to Ruby Ladd. Third, and finally, the Edward Welton Award for Excellence in Ancient History goes to Peter Satterthwaite. Heartfelt congratulations to each one of you. Amaya, Ruby, and Peter, if you would like to say a few words and thanks at this point, we will unmute your microphones and perhaps you could each take a turn in the order given. perhaps you first, Amaya, if you care to do so, then Ruby, and then lastly, Peter. Amaya?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I'm really shocked. So I'm kind of at a loss for words, but I'm really grateful. Really thankful for the classics department and my faculty and peers who have continued to challenge me in my classics journey and inspired me every day. This is a really unexpected journey, but I'm really grateful where I ended up, and I couldn't have done it without everyone here in some respect. And also thankful for my family who are probably watching on the YouTube stream. So hello everyone, for you all. I'm eternally grateful, so thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Amaya. Ruby?
So my classics journey began in about 2nd grade when my dad started teaching me Latin. And he wants to talk, so I'm gonna let him go ahead.
I don't want to talk. I just want to take a moment and thank you all, both to Ruby's teachers and classmates. I'm just so happy about the community that you've created around you, and it's just it's the amount of care and respect that you have for each other is both evident and touching. I don't think you always get this kind of experience, this kind of college experience. And I think when Ruby looks back at this time, I think year after year, she's just going to see how special it's been. The level of education has just been amazing. I've been impressed so much, all that she's learned. It's been heartening to see every year when she's picking out her classes, how excited she is for the next class, how disappointed she was in classes she didn't get into or couldn't take. And I just, that kind of inspiration and excitement, I think it's just a credit to you all. And I know how much hard work and dedication it takes to create such a experience. And I just want me and my wife would just like to express our deep felt appreciation.
Boy, thank you so much for that. Peter?
I just also want to express my deep and heartfelt gratitude to all of the faculty, to, of course, Amelia as our administrator, and all of my classmates and the graduate students in the department. And I think almost everybody here have either had teach a class or advised me or advised a student group, or have been classmates with, or been organizing classics-related activities with while at WashU. And really every person in every aspect of the classics department and community at WashU has contributed something special to my love of antiquity and my pursuit of that passion at WashU, and lots of things that I'll bring with me into my future, continuing to pursue that. So thank you all very much.
Well, thank you, Peter, and thank you, each of you, so very much for what you've been to us as students. Congratulations once more. Over to you, Professor Moore.
Thank you, Professor Boubelis, and warmest congratulations to each of you, Amaya, Peter, and Ruby. I now have the pleasure of announcing each of our 20 awardees of a Bachelor of Arts with a major or minor in ancient studies or classics. Some of our graduates have sent us pictures to share. We will show those pictures as those students are announced. For other students, we will share on our screen the Latin Certificate of Commendation that each graduate will receive via email after today's ceremony. In addition, a member of the faculty will say a few words about each of our graduates. Afterwards, we'll have a chance to hear from each of the graduates themselves as they wish. Alexa Beeson is our first graduate. Alexa is graduating with majors in classics and anthropology. Philip Purchase would like to say a few words about her.
It's a great pleasure to salute Alexa on her graduation, just as it was to work on her capstone project tracing Virgil's deployment of fire imagery across the Aeneid. So just let me reformulate words from book 1 of that poem and give them a happier cast. Haec olim meminisse iuabit. Here's hoping that in the future it'll bring joy to remember these Virgilian things. Congratulations, Alexa.
Kenneth Kurulski has completed majors in ancient studies and biochemistry. William Bubalis will speak about him.
Kenneth has been an incredibly keen, bright, creative student of ancient Greek and Roman history. It's been a pleasure to have you in class, Kenneth, just wonderful. Kenneth also, I want to tell everybody else, has been just admitted to the UMSL Biology Master's Program with an emphasis on cellular and molecular biology before eventually heading to medical school. Congratulations.
Amaya Cook is graduating with majors in classics and English literature. Lance Janot will say a few words about her.
Congratulations, Maya. And probably my favorite memory will be of our Greek reading group that met every week, a Greek reading group in biblical Greek. And Amaya has been one of the most active super participants in that. And in fact, when we had to move everything online this semester, I thought we would let it go, but it was because of Amaya's persistence that we kept it going. And we actually yesterday, we finished reading the Gospel of Mark in Greek as a big achievement. And Amaya is now off to Harvard Divinity School to pursue graduate studies in religion and biblical studies. So congratulations, Amaya. We're going to miss you a lot here.
Micah Goldson.
Can I jump in? We forgot somebody.
Did I skip somebody? I'm sorry.
Chris Colon.
Chris Colon. I'm sorry, I accidentally read through here. Chris Colon majored in ancient studies with minors in business of the arts and data science in the humanities. William Bubalis has some thoughts on him. Thank you, William.
Sure thing. Chris, you're actually unforgettable. You've explored the wealth and diversity of classics in so many wonderful situations and settings. It's been a delight to have you in my classes. Want to tell everybody Chris is off to Orlando to work in finance and analysis at Bank of New York Mellon, but will also pursue research on the economics of the ancient Olympics after this graduation. So congratulations to you, Chris.
Micah Goldson is receiving a BA with a major in classics. Kate Wilson will speak about him.
Micah studied abroad last spring in Athens and gave a presentation when he came back for the department that made me want to go study abroad again. And also, I've known Micah from a lot of Latin classes. He's not just Greek, he does both. Micah, I will have to say, in a seminar last fall, there was a photo project and he wrote the funniest captions on his pictures.
Mitchell Grinwald has a major in biology and a minor in ancient studies. Kate Wilson would also like to say a bit about him.
Mitchell, I had this spring when we transitioned to remote teaching. He was, really just a incredibly valuable student to have around in that experience. And playing the role of Meletus, he actually led the prosecution in the trial of Socrates conducted over Zoom.
Katie Grundo is receiving a degree in political science with minors in ancient studies and African American studies. Zelly McClellan would like to speak about her.
I came to know Katie as her four-year advisor, and she also enrolled in a first-year seminar in our very first semester at WashU with me. And she undertook that seminar, I think, with two other students in this bunch. Madison and Chris were in that class. And Katie emerged from the very outset as confident and sharp and gracious, which is really actually kind of a rare trio of traits. And particularly among a quieter, shyer number in that class, I was really appreciative of Katie's willingness to speak out, to share her thoughts. She read assiduously and she was really responsive in class. And as my colleagues know, such students are really the fuel of a discussion-based class, particularly a first-year discussion-based class. And I was really delighted to have her for a second time in a seminar because of these skills that she brings with her. Armed with these traits, I know also that she's got a killer LSAT score, and I'm wagering that she's going to go on to secure a pretty secure spot in a pretty prestigious law school in the future. And it's been a delight to know Kate.
Madison Idry has completed majors in classics and mathematics with a minor in physics. Zoe Stamatopoulou would like to speak about her.
So I had the pleasure of advising Madison's senior thesis this past year. Madison wrote a lengthy and ambitious survey of Medea's portrayal from antiquity to the modern day, in which she highlights important turning points in the history of Medea's reception and really draws attention to the versatility of this character. What is even more impressive is that Madison produced this study while also writing an honors thesis for the math department. Madison is off to New York City, where she will pursue a PhD in math at Columbia University. Congratulations, Madison, and good luck.
Grace Kavitsky majored in classics with minors in African and African American studies and art history and archaeology. She wrote a remarkable senior thesis comparing the connections between sexual violence, racial politics, and political change in Livy's Ab Orbe Condita and the 1915 film Birth of a Nation. Ruby Ladd completed last fall a major in classics, and we are thrilled that she can be back with us today. Lance Janot has a few words about her.
Congratulations, Ruby. I first met Ruby when she was in her second year, and we read Plato's Apology together in Greek. And then after that, she continued and joined the Biblical Studies Greek reading group. But I think the funnest time we worked together was when Ruby TA'd from my class on ancient religions and magic. And Ruby became a complete master at performing these very complicated ancient rituals for her students, and they loved it. So she's now off to medical school, and I would say if I ever have to get cut open, I hope it's somebody who has your diligence. Congratulations, Ruby.
Jin Lee majored in classics and marketing with a minor in German. Jin wrote an exciting capstone project in which he analyzed the portrayals of satyrs on Greek vases using the theories of Nietzsche and Freud. Jen McLish has fulfilled a major in linguistics with minors in classics and Arabic. In addition to her excellent coursework and her senior thesis on the ancient Italian language Oscan, Jen has been the key creator of an online database charting all the meters of ancient Greek and Roman drama. Alyssa Mullins majored in English literature with a minor in classics. Louis Salas will speak about her.
Thank you very much, Tim. Last spring, Alyssa studied abroad at Trinity College in Dublin, where, among other things, she took courses in Greek drama, translating the Medea and Antigone. Before traveling to Ireland, Alyssa did a tremendous job as my research assistant, cataloging medical case histories in the work of the 2nd century Greek physician, Galen of Pergamum. And next year, Alyssa will be moving to Illinois, where she will pursue a master's degree in library and information science at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Alyssa, we're all very proud of you. It's been wonderful having you as a member of our classics community. Alyssa was also, by the way, one of my first students at WashU and took first year Greek with me. Congratulations very much on your graduation, Alyssa. And with that, I turn back to Professor Moore.
Zurich Muchler is receiving a BA with majors in ancient studies and cognitive neuroscience. On Zurich, we will also hear from Louis Salas.
Thanks again, Tim. Last summer, Zurich studied abroad in Cyprus, where he participated in courses on Cypriot history, Greek language, and toured a range of archaeological sites. There, he had the opportunity to see, among other things, the mythical birthplace of Aphrodite and what is thought to be a temple of the healing god Asclepius. In his capstone reflection, Zurich writes that the experience offered him a new perspective on the overlap between the need for critical attention and skepticism in historical research, one that matched the critical attention he saw as required in his scientific work. Zurich, it's been a pleasure to have you in my ancient Greek and Roman medicine class this year. I look forward to hearing much more about your future work. Congratulations on your graduation. With that, I turn back to Professor Moore.
Connor Reicher has completed a BA with a major in classics. Connor combined his love of Horace with the insights he gained while studying abroad in China to complete a capstone project in which he compared how the Roman poet and Mao Zedong both reinforced the self-identity of their own peoples through demonizing foreigners. Vicky Sandrig majored in ancient studies and biology. Vicky spent the first half of this spring semester in Athens at the College Year in Athens program. When the COVID-19 virus forced her to return home, she showed great resiliency and managed to finish each of her study abroad courses, though no longer abroad. Peter Satterthwaite has completed a major in classics with a minor in archaeology. William Bubelis has a few words about Peter.
Peter, it's been an absolute delight to have you in my classes, so many classes. It's hard to see you go, but I'm so excited for your future. I want to tell everybody a little bit about how this is all shaped up. Peter's all-around pursuit of all things classical, as well as historical, culminated recently in a wonderful senior honors thesis concerning the landscape of the Northern Aegean and the island of Thasos. Peter is off to join the graduate group in ancient history at the University of Pennsylvania. Wonderful program. Congratulations, Peter.
Alex Severino majored in biochemistry with a minor in classics. Zoe Stamatopoulou will speak about Alex.
Thank you very much, Professor Moore. Alex was my student in my elementary Greek sequence, and he was absolutely stellar from day one. I wish he had chosen to pursue a career in classics, but alas, his passion is medicine. And in fact, starting this fall, Alex will be attending the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. Congratulations, Alex, and good luck in med school.
Jessica too majored in classics with a minor in comparative literature. Rebecca Sears would like to say a few words about Jessica.
Congratulations, Jessica. And I want to mention your capstone project that you did with me this spring, which was a translation portfolio of amazingly creative and interesting translations of the works of the three major Roman elegists, Propertius, Tibullus, and Ovid. And Jessica managed to capture and modernize their voices in ways that just absolutely were amazing. To watch her growth in finding her own poetic voice in this project and finding that amazing balance between staying faithful to the Latin and also making it somehow modern and contemporary. So congratulations, Jessica, and good luck. I know you're planning a career in the healthcare field, and good luck moving forward. Back to Tim.
Max Shu is graduating with a major in classics and a minor in chemistry. Philip Purchase will speak about him.
It's certainly a challenge to contain Max's joyous spirit in a sentence or two, especially as I was fortunate enough to collaborate with him in, I think, 5 classes, if I've got that right. As I will always particularly associate Max with pastoral poetry, the toy sheep he gave me after our class on pastoral literature now resides in my office. I'll send him off accompanied by the end of Milton's Lycidas, wishing him all the luck in the world as he moves on to fresh woods and pastures new. Congratulations, Max.
Congratulations to all our BA graduates. I would like now to hand the floor over to Zoe Stamatopoulou, our Director of Graduate Studies, who will announce the 6 students receiving master's degrees in classics this year.
Thank you very much, Professor Moore. It is a great pleasure to introduce to you today our graduating MAs. They all worked hard to earn this degree. We made sure of it. And we are very proud of how far they have come in their studies and how much they have accomplished. My colleagues and I would like to say a few words about each of them, starting with David Armstrong. David joined our program having already earned a master's in religious studies. And in his 2 years in our program, he has truly blossomed as a classicist. David is a philosopher at heart. In his scholarly work, he has consistently been driven by a fearless intellectual curiosity and a passion for interdisciplinarity. He's always looking at the big picture, whether he's writing an academic paper on Plutarch or a reflection about pedagogy. Congratulations, David. And I will now pass the virtual mic to Tim Moore, who will say a few things about Elva Chen. Tim?
Thank you. Elva, beginning with Rebecca Sears' course in ancient music last year, has gained an impressive mastery of the meter and music of ancient Greek drama. She completed a thesis in which she demonstrates how musical choices contribute significantly to the characterization of Electra in the plays of Sophocles and Euripides dedicated to that heroine. Zoe?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor Moore. Now we'll hear about Ian McNeely from Luis Salas. Luis?
Thank you very much, Professor Stamatopoulou. Ian recently completed his master's thesis titled Music and Society in Longus' Daphnis and Chloe and Alciphron's Epistolae. In the thesis, Ian examined the use of musical themes in the fictional prose narratives of Longus and Alciphron, arguing that Longus especially frames social hierarchies in terms of musical ones. He will present a paper related to his thesis, which is titled Melodies for the Syrinx, Longus's Musical Mixing and the Myth of Echo, at this year's virtual meeting of the Classical Association of the Midwestern States. Ian has also been one of the editorial assistants for the journal Apeiron. I'm delighted to congratulate Ian on his graduation from our master's degree program. It's been a pleasure working with you and knowing you. Congratulations, Ian. And with that, I turn back to Professor Stamatopoulou.
Many, many thanks, Professor Salas. Now a few words about Kirby Shephurster from Nicola Aravecchia.
Thank you, Professor Stamatopoulou. Well, it has been a great pleasure being Kirby's advisor. I would like to commend him on this occasion for having produced a very fine thesis, which is a brilliant example of interdisciplinary scholarship, combining archaeology, philology, and even geology. Kirby has demonstrated to be an extremely smart, responsive, and he knows I value this quality a lot, polite and gracious student. So Kirby, very good job and good luck on the next chapter of your professional life. Bravissimo. Back to you, Professor Stamatopoulou.
Many thanks, Professor Aravecchia. Now back to Tim Moore with a few words about Henry Schott.
Henry is in our PhD track in ancient performance, and he has blended successfully his knowledge of classics with insights gained from his work in the Performing Arts Department. He just this morning defended successfully his MA thesis on inside and outside in Roman comedy. Congratulations, Henry.
Thank you, Professor Moore. Finally, I'd like to say a few words about Kayla Zosh. During her graduate studies at WashU, Kayla pursued her interest in linguistics, but also fearlessly expanded her intellectual horizons. I want to single out here her impressive paper on the contribution of vocatives in the characterization of Oedipus in Sophocles' Oedipus Rex. It's really hard to find something new to say about such a classic, but Kayla, you did it. And with this, I invite you all to join me in congratulating our graduate students. Congratulations, MA graduates. So proud of you.
Thank you,
Professor
Zoe.
Moore, back to you.
Thank you, and congratulations to all our graduates. We would now like to let all our graduates have their moment in the sun. I'm going to read down my participants list here and give each of you a chance to say hello, or to say more if you would like. If I miss anyone, make sure to holler. Alex Severino.
Oh, hi. Hi, everybody. I just want to say thank you. I've loved every class that I've gotten to take at WashU in the classics, and I've learned so much. And thank you for providing such a great opportunity to pursue my love of learning. Thank you.
Alexa Beeson.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, I was on mute. Thank you so much to all of my professors and all of my peers for like helping me grow so much as a student, not only in classics and in Latin, which is the reason I love classics, but as a student at WashU. I like really need to thank Professor Purchase for helping me on my capstone last fall. He was an amazing help, and I just want to thank everyone. Yeah.
Amaya Cook.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone again. Thank you to my Greek professors, my ancient Greek history professors. I am just so inspired by everyone in this department. I think that I have been able to, again, not only learn and academically, but I've been able to grow personally. And so I'm just, yeah, really, really grateful. So thank you again.
Chris Cullen.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to say thank you so much. I definitely would not be the student or really the person that I am today without the classics department. When I think about things I would have done differently or changed about my experience at WashU, classics is definitely not one of the things I think about. And I know that I'm going to take everything that I've learned with me going forward. And yeah, just like thank you to the department, to my professors, especially Dean McClelland, Professor Bellis. I cannot thank you enough for this incredible experience.
Connor Riker.
Hello. Thank you so much to all the faculty and the entire department, obviously for all the growth and development that they've helped me achieve throughout these last 4 years, but really just providing me a home at WashU. I've had to split my time between pre-health, chemistry, the Chinese department. And so coming back to Umrath Hall every time and just seeing a bunch of familiar faces and smiles and just somewhere that I can call home at WashU has been just so valuable to me. And I have to thank, of course, my advisors, Professor Keene, Dean McClelland, and of course, Professor Moore. Professor Moore, anytime you walk into his office, you can walk into his office at any time of the day and he'll act like you were the first person he wanted to talk to that day. So it's just that special thing that the classics has given me over the past 4 years. And I can't thank you all enough.
David Armstrong.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for all of the kind words and especially for 2 years of wonderful studies and opportunities to get to know everyone and hang out with everyone, especially to all of the graduate students who are graduating with me today. It's been such a joy to get to be friends with you all and to spend so much time with you throughout every week. So thank you so much. This has been a blast.
Grace Kavinsky.
Hi, everyone. I also just want to echo these expressions of gratitude. The WashU Classics Department has really been a highlight of my experience at WashU, and I'm so grateful for many people who were mentors and advisors to me. Professor Purchase, Professor Keene, and Professor Moore, of course, for advising my thesis. So I'm just really grateful for all of you for making this experience as wonderful as it was. Thank you.
Henry Schott.
Yeah, so an attitude of gratitude. I'm very thankful for all of you, the graduate students, the undergraduates who I've come to know over the couple years that I've been here. You know, when I started graduate school, it was hammered into my head that graduate school is a team sport, and never has a truer aphorism been said to me. So thank you all for being the best team and your seemingly endless supply of support and wisdom and just like general good personness. Like there's not a better crowd of people that I'd like to be doing classics with. So all of you, thank you.
Ian McNeely.
I just want to thank everyone for these past 2 years, professors, fellow graduate students, as well as undergrads. You all have helped me grow tremendously as a classicist. So thank you all once again.
Kayla Zosh.
Yeah, a lot of the same things everyone else has been saying. It's been really great to get to know everyone. I think the community definitely has been one of the highlights for me. And I'll definitely miss seeing you all in and around UMRA.
Jessica too.
Hi, everyone. I would just like to say thank you to everyone.
Kenneth Krulski.
Thank you. Classics to me has been a journey of growth and expansion. I really wanted to thank all of the faculty that I've had. I've had many throughout all of my classics journey, and then seen a lot of my undergraduate and graduate students, people like Ian and Ruby. And it was just great to work with all of you. Thank you again to Professor Vivelis for advising me these past few years, and of course, Dr. Salas for assisting me in my capstone.
Kirby Shipoyster. Sorry, Kirby.
No, it's A-okay. Thank you guys, all of you, for 2 years of wonderful academics. I've learned so much. I've made so many friends. I've really grown a lot. I want to give special thanks to you, Zelly, Lance, Kathy, and Louise for 4 amazing semesters of teaching experience. I really learned a lot, and I'm going to take your comments and your support with me for as long as I live. I really learned a lot. And thank you, Nicola, for advising my thesis and just being a wonderful guide throughout the whole process. I'm extremely proud to say that I received my MA from WashU. Thank you.
Madison Eyrick.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say thank you to all of my professors and fellow students for making the classics department such a wonderful community. I will miss all of you. In particular, I want to thank Professor Keene and Professor Moore for being fantastic major advisors, as well as a gigantic thank you to Zoe for being the absolute best thesis advisor and for humoring my gigantic project. I appreciate you so much, and I will miss all of you.
Max Shu.
Hello. I guess echoing basically everything that everyone has already said, I'm very grateful to the department and to have been able to take classics courses at WashU. And I just want to say thank you to my advisor, Nicola, my capstone professor, Professor Purchase, and shout out to Grace Kavinsky, who's the reason why I took a classics course at WashU. So,
Micah Goldson.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Sorry. All right. I just want to say a huge thank you to Professor Wilson for the kind words, as well as Dean McClellan for being an amazing advisor. I've been so fortunate to be part of such an amazing department and be able to learn with all of you. And I treasure all the relationships that I have. I'd love to speak about all of them, but I won't take an hour and a half to do that. So thank you, everyone.
Peter Satterthwaite.
There we go. Yeah, I'd like to pick up on Micah's point that we would be here for days if we expressed all of our gratitude for every member of the classics community that has made studying classics at WashU such an incredible experience. I do want to thank personally Professor Bubelis, who was my major advisor and my thesis advisor, and Professors Aravecchia and Stamatopoulou for reading the thesis, notwithstanding the challenging circumstances of this semester. And also acknowledge that of all my courses taken in college, I think Professors Bubelis, Wilson, and Purchase account for about half of all of those between the 3 of them. And so their teaching has been incredibly formative, and the relationships I've been able to have with all of my peers and the other members of the department have all been very valuable to me, and I'll carry them with me for a long time.
Ruby Ladd.
So to my professors, particularly Professors Jano, Wilson, Salas, and Stamatopoulou, and also my advisor, Dean McClelland, I appreciate you all so much. At the same time as my pre-med classes were sapping the energy and will to continue out of my very soul, my classics classes were always, you know, full of moments of respite and rejuvenation for me, and I truly loved every single moment of every classics class I took at WashU, and that was because of the material, but also because of all of you. You made my experience so special, and I will be forever grateful for that.
Elva Chen.
Well, I just want to say thank you to everyone. I truly enjoyed my 2 years of study, and I'm truly thankful to our most friendly professors and friends, and thanks so much for everything.
Thank you, all of you. Please speak up or say something in chat if I've missed anybody. Did I catch everybody on my participants list who's a graduate? All right, well, hang on a minute and I'll look and see if we have some comments here to share. From Patsy Cook. Congratulations, Amaya Cook, well done. I am so ecstatic for you and what you have achieved, and knowing the best way to predict your future is to create it. You have a beautiful future ahead. Well done, Amaya. That's the only comment we have, so we can move on to our next step, which I think is the most challenging technology of the day, opening the bottle of champagne. But I have a toast, I hope, to all our graduates. Let's see if this will work. No, there's no way I can open this. So we'll do an imaginary champagne, and I do a toast. Everybody else, if you've got a glass, drink away. And I'll say, graduates, we hope to see you both at our live ceremony next spring and often in the future. Congratulations, keep in touch, and we wish you all the very best. And now, from all the faculty and staff of the Washington University Classics Department, Praticamos and Gaudeamus
Igitur.
Congrats.
Congratulations.